What is up, angels? Welcome back on another video. And just a disclaimer, sorry if I sound like this. I am sick. My nose is so congested and my throat is just like ugh. But I wanted to make this video for you guys because it's been literally almost 5 months. Like, I know when I post this it'll probably be 5 months because Anissa's gonna be 5 months on Thursday and I'm recording this on Tuesday, but I do have some videos to post before this, so I'm going to post this like a little later than I expected when I recorded, you know what I mean. And sorry if you hear Anissa in the background, she is awake, so if you hear screaming, not screaming but yelling, because she does yell, that's how she talks, then yeah, that's her. But let's just get this video started because it is a long video and I'm gonna explain why Alexa wasn't in my labor, like, because it was crazy. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. To start off everything, so how my water broke was I was laying down on my bed a normal day, and right before this it was crazy because I had like a rush of like energy. Like I wanted to do so much things. And I remember the crib that Anissa sleeps in right now, it wasn't built. It was not built, and I was like, okay. My mom told me, she was like, we'll build it tomorrow. And I was like, no, like, I want to do it. So it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was building it by myself. I didn't want to tell my mom because my mom was going to get mad that I was building it. Like, I shouldn't be building it by myself. But I was like, no, I have to. Like, I don't know why, but I had to build it that night. So I was building it. After she realized that I was building it, she came in at like 11:30 and came in to help me with this one part because I was pretty much almost done. I built the whole thing by myself, but I needed help with this one part. So she helped me and we finished the whole thing. And then I laid down, and this was before obviously Luis moved in with me. So Luis called me. We were on FaceTime for like 5 minutes, and out of nowhere, like, I sat up a little bit and I felt water come out of me, and I was like, what the heck? I thought it was discharge. Sorry if that's like a little inappropriate, but if you're a girl, you know, like, discharge, it feels like you're peeing. It's like a warm feeling. So I sat up like a little bit and I was like, what the heck? I was like, oh, it's just discharge. So I go and sit up more and water just started coming out of me, and I was like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, what is this? And I go and I stand up and water's just shooting out of me, and I was on FaceTime. Remind you, I was on FaceTime with Luis when this was happening. So I was like, babe, like, I think my water just broke. And he was like, are you serious? And he went to go like run to his mom. He went to go tell his mom, and I ran to my mom, and I was like walking, like, my legs are like together. My legs were like this. And I was like, Mom, I think my water just broke. And she was like, are you serious? And she's like, okay, get in the shower. Get in the shower right now. So I get in the shower, and I have anxiety. So my anxiety started going crazy. When I get anxiety, I start going like, so I just do that. I wasn't cold, nothing, but I was just like the whole time, like the whole entire time. So I was doing that. I was in the shower. I was like just trying to get ready. I just rinsed my body off real quick. I'm getting ready. This is when we had my car. And we go in my car, like, we put this car seat in. I was already dressed. My mom pulls up to the front of the apartment door, and I get out. As we're driving, every time we go over like a bump, I feel my water come out. I feel more and more water come out. Like, my sweats are soaked. I'm pretty much soaked by this time. Like, I'm completely wet. And like, water just does not stop coming out of me. I did not expect that much water to like be inside of me. Like, I know that the baby's filled with water, like a water sack, but it was just so much water. So time goes by, we get to the hospital, and my mom goes to the emergency side, and she takes me out. Well, she didn't take me out, but she told me, like, okay, go out and go find someone to help you, like, go into a room while she finds parking. So I go. I'm trying to walk, but I can't because water just keeps coming out of me. There's so much water, and I see a nurse come out, and I was like, nurse, like, I need a wheelchair, like, my water just broke. And she's like, oh my god, okay. So she gets me a wheelchair. They roll me inside, they register me, they sign me into the hospital, and then they take me to not my room, but they take me to a room before I go to my actual room. So they take me there. They told me, get undressed. So I'm trying to get undressed. I'm wearing slippers. There's water just flowing out of me. The whole bed's wet already. And then I sit down, I'm laying down. They have me in there for like an hour. They have me in that room for like an hour so they can get my room ready. They put like shots inside of me. They get me all ready, and then that's when like I started kind of getting like a little bit of contractions or something. Sorry guys, Anicia is getting a little fussy because she wants to be carried, and we're trying to teach her like not to be carried all the time. Like she needs to like lay down like by herself. But anyways, so a little bit, like it wasn't bad, but I could feel like I know that the contractions are coming. So I go and I'm like, oh, like I think, because they were telling me like, oh, do you feel contractions when I first got there? And I was like, no, I don't. And they were like, okay, when you do, tell me. And I tell them, I was like, I feel a little bit of contractions. And they're like, oh, okay, so like the process is starting to happen. And I was like, okay. So once we get into my room, we're just chilling. By then, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So my water broke at 11:40 on December 2nd. And I gave birth on December 3rd. So I'm in labor. I was in labor for 11 hours. So we go in my other room. My contractions start to come. I called Alexa right when I was on my way to the hospital. She was trying to find ways to get to the hospital, obviously. So we go, we're there, and I start feeling contractions. My godmom's there, my mom's there, it's me, and Alexa's there by the time. So it's been like 4 hours, and when I'm in the hospital room, my contractions are getting bad. Like I feel Anicia's heartbeat. They have like the heartbeat monitor on my stomach. I feel it, and I'm just like, oh, like this is bad. But I waited out as long as I could. The night goes by, I still feel contractions, and I couldn't go to sleep. I was just so excited, like, for her arrival that I couldn't go to sleep. Everyone's sleeping by then. I didn't need to go to sleep. So I go, and I'm there. It's by this time, it's like 6 o'clock already. Alexa's laying next to me, so we're in the same bed together. She was, like, her support was just helping me a lot, honestly. So we go. The doctor comes and it's like giving me a shot in my hand. Like she was trying to find my pulse like right here, but they couldn't find it. Like not my pulse, but my vein. So they ended up giving it right here. That hurt a lot. And then by this time it's like 8 o'clock. They bring me my breakfast. I'm just chilling. My dad comes, and as my dad's there, the contractions are starting to get worse. They're starting to get worse and worse and worse. They're becoming consistent. But my contractions honestly weren't that bad until they were starting to get consistent. I can handle it because it felt like period cramps. My period cramps are so bad. Like every time I get my period, I want to go to the hospital because the cramps the first day are just, they're bad. But I was so used to them that the contractions weren't as bad. But as my dad got there, they just started getting worse. Like they were back to back to back. They were 2 minutes apart. So I just felt it. I felt it. They were just coming back to back. I started crying. I was like, this pain is just getting so bad. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was in labor for like 7 hours by then, and I was like, okay, I need the epidural. And they told me that it's gonna take an hour from when I requested to get the epidural. So I was like, I need something because I was crying, and I was on FaceTime with Louise, and I go and they give me the shot, or they didn't give me the shot, but they took my IV thing out, they put it inside. And they go and give me this, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's just this thing to help me with the pain before I get the epidural. So they give me that, and I was like, okay. So at that, I felt, like, high. Like, it was just, I felt things coming around me. Like, I felt like I had 3 faces when I was recording. When I watched the video, it told me, like, I said it, and I was like, oh, I feel like there's 3 faces, because that's how I felt. And the pain did go away. The pain went away at that moment. But then after like 30 minutes of having it, the pain started to come back. And I was like, okay, like I need the epidural. Like I said, my anxiety this whole time was crazy. I was like I don't know why. I have bad anxiety. So that's what happened. And then 30 minutes later, like I said, like the feeling came back. And they're like, an hour later, they were like, okay, you can get the epidural now. They're like, you could pick one person. So I picked my godmom because my godmom is really important to me. Like, obviously my mom is too, but my mom even said, like, my godmom. Because my godmom, there's just, like, I wanted her there. I wanted her to be there when I got my epidural because I know that I can't get mad at her. And I knew that I was in so much pain that anything anyone said to me got me mad. But her, I couldn't get mad at her. I don't know why. It's always been like that. So I have her in here, and the doctor goes and sticks the needle in my spine, and I didn't feel it. She kept moving around the needle, and it hurt so bad. I was crying. I was like I was telling her, I was like, just hurry up, like finish it. I was crying. I was shaking, like, and you can't move too, so I was just like I was trying so hard. She just kept moving the needle around in my back, and I was just like, oh, she kept taking it out, putting it back in, because she couldn't, like, she couldn't find it. She couldn't do it right. I don't know what she couldn't find, but she's like, oh, like, do you feel it? I was like, no. Do you feel it? No, no, no. After, like, 5 times, I was like, okay, like, they're like, if you don't feel it after this, like, we'll give you a reboost. So after the epidural comes, all my family comes in. By then, it's my sister's here at the hospital. My dad's obviously there. My godmom, my mom, and then after like 30 minutes, like after like actually an hour, Luis comes. Obviously he used to live 3 hours away, so he couldn't just come right away. And when I first started labor, his parents were sleeping, so they couldn't take me. Like they couldn't take him. So we go, he's here, and then his cousin Maria comes, and then our friend Raquel comes. So we're all here, and they're all here, and my mom and my godmom, they've been here obviously since the beginning. It's been like, what, 10 hours now? I've been in labor for like 10 hours. Alexa ends up going home to take a shower because when they checked how dilated I was, after like 9 hours, they were like, oh, you're like 1% dilated. Like, it could take 24 hours to give birth. It could take anywhere from that to 48 hours. So Alexa was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, take a shower, rest for a little bit, because the doctor said it could take so long until I give birth. So I'm there, and I'm like, okay. In my head, I was like disappointed because I was like, oh, I wanted her to come already. This piece of like her hair is bugging me. I was just disappointed because I was like, I want her to be here already. So Alexa leaves. My mom and my godmom went to go get food. They didn't leave the whole time, but when that time they left, they were gone for like 10 minutes already. They were getting food. So the only people that were in the room were his cousin Maria, Raquel, my sister, and Luis. My dad left by then, so we were all in the room. And then, out of nowhere, my doctor comes in, and like 6 doctors, like, this is the emotional part, 6 doctors rushing after her, and they were checking like the baby's heartbeat. They were telling me to move side from side to see if they could feel her heartbeat. And I was like, that's when my anxiety just rushed in. I was like, what's happening? Like, what's wrong? Like, is something wrong with the baby? They're like, her heart rate's dropping. And I was like, are you serious? Like what's going on? I started crying. They put a mask on my face. I was bawling my eyes out. Like, it was such an emotional time because I thought something was happening with her. I thought she wasn't going to make it. They were telling me her heart rate's dropping. Like, we don't know what's happening. Like, something's wrong. So they go and they checked how, remind you, this is literally 10 minutes, 5 minutes after they just told me that I was okay, like, that I could have birth, like, in the next 24 hours. So Alexa's gone. Like, Alexa just left. They were just telling me this. Like, this is 10 minutes after that happened. So I was like, they checked they checked how dilated it was, and I was dilated to 8. I went from a 1 to 8 in 10 minutes. Like, that's how fast it was. I think it was like 5 minutes. I went from a 1 to 8 in 5 minutes, and it was just crazy. Like, I was crying. They were like, you dilated too fast. Like, this isn't safe for the baby. Like, you dilated too fast. Like, something's wrong. I don't know if the baby's coming right now. And by then, the time was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, one of those times. So then I go and I call my mom. My mom's downstairs in the lobby. My sister calls my mom, and they're like, something's wrong with the baby. Like, I think she's about to have it. So my mom and godmom rush up here. She's come up here, like, Luis is like holding my hand and telling me, it's okay, babe. My mom's telling me, like, just breathe, because my anxiety was going crazy. I was crying. Every time then they were like, oh, like, the doctor came up to me and was like, it's okay, like, you're gonna be okay, like, the baby's okay, the baby's fine. And I was like, okay. So they were examining me for 2 minutes, and then the doctor was like, when you feel like you need to poop, tell me. And literally 10 seconds after he told me that, I felt like I needed to poop. Like, I felt it, and I was like, I think I need to poop. The doctor was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like, out of nowhere, I just felt like I needed to poop. So he checks it. Literally, this is 2 minutes after he told me I was an 8. He checks it, and he was like, oh, what the heck, you're 10 centimeters dilated already. And I was like, are you serious? Like, it's only been 2 minutes. And he was like, yeah, something like, you're dilating too fast. Like, this baby needs to come out already. So they get me ready. They get more doctors in. Everyone that was in the room went out besides Luis, my godmom, and my mom. So everyone went out the room, and I was like, okay. Sorry, like, I'm sick. And I was like, okay, so I'm about to have the baby. And they're like, yes, you're about to have it. You're already 10 centimeters dilated. I was like, all right. Everyone goes out the room, and I'm just there, and they get me all ready, and they told me, okay, when I count to 5, push. So they count to 5, I start pushing a little bit. They're like, stop. And I just felt Anicia coming out. Anicia just kept coming out, and I was like, I can't stop. And they're like, stop, stop, stop. And I was like, I can't. I just kept going. I was like, I don't care what you guys say. They had the mask on me. I couldn't breathe with the mask, so I kept taking it off. And they're like, put it back on. Like, it's bad for the baby, but I couldn't breathe. Like, I felt like I was going to pass out. Anicia was coming out in 5 minutes. It took me 5 minutes to take her out. So I was pushing. They were like, good job, you're pushing really fast. Like, wow, this is amazing. I was pushing. Pushing her out did not hurt, but I could feel the pressure. So I'm pushing her out, and then she comes out. And as she comes out, she did not cry until the doctors, like, stick that thing in her mouth. They put her right here on top of me. I'm crying. Luis is crying. My godmom's crying. My mom's crying. We're all crying. Like, it was just an emotional part for me. And I was really happy. And this is her, guys. If you don't follow my channel, this is my baby. This is my baby. Sorry, her hair's like this because she has a bow on, but we're matching right now. But, so yeah, I finally had her. They put her on my chest, so her head was right here, and she was trying to crawl. Her head landed all the way behind my neck because she was crawling. She was just smiling. Like, she wasn't, like, crying or anything. After that, after she touched me, she didn't cry. Then she tried rolling over. She was such an active baby right when she came out. And then, like, 10 minutes after I gave birth, she pooped on me. So she did poop on me, but it was okay. Oh, sorry. But honestly, my labor was not hard. I mean, my delivery was not hard. The only thing that made my labor hard was my anxiety, because I was freaking out for a lot of reasons. I was so paranoid. But honestly, like, I do not regret anything about having her. She's honestly the biggest blessing in my entire life. And that was pretty much my labor and delivery. That was pretty much my labor. Luis too. Yeah. That was pretty much my labor and delivery. It was really emotional for me because everything that happened. Like, I really thought she was not going to make it. And just the fact that she did was just, it's crazy. It's insane. But yeah, she's now about to be 5 months on Thursday. It's Tuesday right now. So this is her. This is how she looks. She looks like her dad a lot. A lot of people say she doesn't look like me, but I still feel like she does. I would still say she does.
No, she doesn't.
And yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. That was pretty much my labor and delivery. If you guys have not checked out my labor and delivery vlog, I do have a vlog posted on there of everything that happened that day. You can see that. You can go back and check up on it. But if you guys haven't already, give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for my other videos and my life with my baby, because she's adorable. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy being an angel. So I'm gonna just end this video right here. Bye, angels.